Drone or wasn't there a drone at Gatwick? Because now we're getting conflicting reports. Now we're having the Evening Standard and police saying that there wasn't even a drone. But of course we were told that there was a drone. There was definitely a drone, even though it was not filmed, it was not seen, and there was 2 people arrested, 2 patsies that the media are obsessed over. The Telegraph ran interviews with, that the police then said had nothing to do with it. So those interviews were fake news, yeah? Those narratives were fake narratives. Those people were fake people, and they've been trotting out lies, propagandizing us. I'm sick of it. I know what's going on, right? This is to mainline regulations for drones because they needed to be mainlined. Now you tell people that's what they did. They did this false flag so they could mainline regulations. The first thing I got told was, no, that's ridiculous. And the second thing was, well, they need to be regulated, don't they? Right, so that's not changing the goalposts at all. First it was ridiculous, then it's, oh, well, I suppose they're right anyway. It's always like that. It was like that with globalism and Bilderberg. It didn't exist until it was a good idea. Yeah, they're spraying the air with barium, strontium and aluminium. No, they're not. That's ridiculous. Yes, they are. Look, they're purporting to do global dimming so they can stop global warming. And the response, oh, well, that's a good thing. That's changing the goalposts, people. And that's what happens all the time. There was no drone. There was no drone in Gatwick. There's other incidents in other airports. And we were told in the papers before, in the Brexit fear-mongering that's been going on with Project Fear 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, we were told that drones would stop flights, that flights would be grounded and be stopped and stuff because of Brexit. So they've now ruined hundreds of thousands of people's holidays, etc., all their Christmas. They've ruined lots of people's Christmas so that they can get those people to think that Brexit was responsible for it, when there wasn't even a drone. We were told there was a drone, definitely. Then we were told police said that there wasn't a drone. But these 2 people that were supposedly operating this drone, that there wasn't there or whatever. It's just, nothing makes sense. And this is usual with cover-ups. It's a false flag, it's a cover-up, they can't keep their narrative together, they can't keep the stories straight, they contradict themselves, they're hypocritical. It's not unusual, it's not odd, it's quite normal for false flags and cover-ups. It happened with the Las Vegas shooting when the Saudi diplomat visited and it was all cover-up after cover-up and there was hundreds of guns in a hotel room. How did they get there and why were all the security cameras turned off? Happens again and again. It's normal. I'm really sick of people thinking it's unusual. I'm sick of people being so deluded they think the government is on their side. That is not the role of government. They are not controlling the masses from the World Economic Forum in Davos so they can be your friend. We all need to wake up. We need to wake up. This is the last days of freedom of mankind. We've been free for decade upon decade. We've only had the internet for since the 90s, since the mid-90s, and that decade after that was the free and open internet. Now it's gone. Now Tumblr's gone, now YouTube is going by January the 22nd. All the apps will be going because of Article 13, which is EU legislation. Yeah, the liberal EU that's going to be destroying the internet. But none of the liberals, all the comedians, Frankie Boyle, J.K. Rowling, etc., seem to care about. Last days of freedom sounds like rhetoric, but it's not. We just signed the Migrant Pact. Now it's illegal act to criticise mass migration policy. And we're just about to lose the internet. We just lost the country. Okay, and now they're talking about a second referendum or another general election or whatever. Who cares? We've lost the country in the Migrant Pact. Who cares? We've lost free speech. We've lost the internet now with Article 13. No one did anything to protect the freedom when it was there, hanging by a thread, ready to drop into the totalitarian pit which the rest of mankind has lived in for eternity. That's all we've had throughout history. Totalitarianism, elitism, neo-feudalism, and it's about to come back. We've had a period of freedom with the baby boomer generation where they took it for granted, and it was the most free humanity's ever been in the history of humanity. We're not that now. We're totalitarian now. We're in a totalitarian world now. We're bullied, abused, lied to, propagandized up one side and down the other. It's ridiculous. We're lied to about drones in the sky so we can't go on holidays because we're made to think it was just some rogue terrorists when it wasn't a government operation. Just like Twitter and Facebook, we were lied to because it was a CIA operation to get everyone together, and they lie now and say that it's a private company. We are just inundated in lies every day. They can't keep all the lies together. That's why they contradict themselves, but it doesn't matter. They contradict themselves a million times and people just go along with it because they're sheeple. It seems to be easy to fool all of the retards all of the time. So our world is disappearing. The freedom we had is gone. We didn't do anything to fight it back when it was precious to preserve. It was vital. We preserve it and we gave it away. So happy Christmas.